Good morning, YouTube. How is everybody today on Friday, July 16th? It is the day before my 60th birthday. I'm coming to you from my studio room. You see the machines. I got a painting class that I'm doing tonight. Hope everyone is well. I wanted to change it up a little bit. I got tired of just being in my office space. I hope everyone can hear. For those who don't know who I am, I'm Kitrin Marie, an artist, a writer, a speaker, life and a business coach. I reside in St. Louis, Missouri. I teach creative-minded women how they can take their gifts, their talents, make a little money in the online space, but I prefer to teach face-to-face. I prefer to teach women how to step outside their box and go in front of real human people. The online space is wonderful, but the online space oftentimes is not enough. Again, I apologize for the glare. I cannot figure any of it out. I've got 2 lighting systems in my Amazon cart that I am waiting to purchase later in a few days. But as a business coach, as a business coach who teaches, let me retract a little bit. As a business coach who teaches creative-minded women, I want to ask all of you, and excuse me if I'm pausing because I have all these things that are going through my head and my brain sometimes overloads my mouth. But when do you realize it's time to truly take action? Take that uncalculated risk, leave what you know has not been working, and you put yourself out on that limb to get you to the next stepping stone. You know, I've always said you can't be at A and expect to go right to Z. There are steps and paths that you need to take. But when do you understand that it's time to take that next step? It's time to take that uncalculated risk and do something completely out of the norm. From in my last video, I had said I've always lent my hand in food and beverage, and after 4 years, it was no longer working for me, and I just walked away from it. That is not a common practice that I do, but me personally, I will get to a point when I feel like I'm being taken advantage of. I feel like it no longer is working to benefit anything in my life. And, by a corporation standard, you're always supposed to give 2 weeks, and that's all fine and good. But sometimes when the incident is not going to change and you see it is doing more harm than it is actual helping, sometimes you just have to up and go. And things like that, there is a trickle-down effect, and you have to be prepared for the trickle-down effect, which I wasn't real sure what was going to happen. But by all of my standards in my whole life, I live a blessed and charmed life. Everything I need always shows up when I need it. Money was not a concern at that particular time. Challenges, when you leave one situation and not knowing where you're going to land. So as a business coach, I'm asking all of you, when do you know it's time to take action? When do you realize that it's time to move outside of what you know and do something completely different? What is going to be the catalyst in making you decide that this is not working any longer and you have to do something? And, the definition of insanity is keep doing the same thing and expecting a different outcome. In relationships, You know, people spend a lifetime back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. I had an aunt and uncle who were married 3 and 4 times to each other because they would get to a point where they didn't know how to grow. And in order for them to grow, they needed it to completely fall apart so they could bring it themselves back together. Now, is that the most healthiest way to be in a relationship? No, it's not. But, you know, 2 steps forward, 4 steps back, 5 steps forward. And sometimes people just need that. So I often question women who know their situation, they know their guy's behavior, but yet they want to continue that back and forth when it's not even 2 steps forward. It's just 1 step forward. He resorts into his old habits, his old ways, because people are wired for certain conditions. You know, so when does the woman decide this isn't working? I can't keep going backwards if he is continuing to stay in that same mode, if he's still continuing to be a womanizer, a cheat, a runaround, an alcoholic. You know, what is the woman investing her heart in and her soul, her mind, her emotional status if the result is always the same? Now, in life coaching, you know, these are things that we examine because I hear too many women say, but I love him and this is what I want. And I understand that wholeheartedly. I understand that. You don't tell a woman where to put her heart any more than you tell a man what to do. But when the situation does not change and you are not moving 5 steps forward, what is the use of continuing on? If the actions of change do not match the words of promise, it's a mute situation. Now, in business coaching, women who have been in the corporate world for a million years, they've raised their kids have gone to sitters. When do you get to the point when you realize you're tired of working for somebody else? You're tired of somebody else's corporate rules where they're benefiting from you and your pay is only capped off. You're not being paid for your gifts and your talents. You know, I do a variety of different things. Right now, my biggest challenge is trying to book vendor shows and craft shows and event fairs so I can get my merchandise out there. You know, my long-term goal is to get to the country, to be at a ranch, to have a barn with 12 stalls, to be able to rescue my horses, to be able to teach my classes. And I teach a variety of art classes. I mean, if you look behind me, that's one of my paintings. The butterfly over there, that's my class for tonight. If I move this that way a little bit, that one over there, it's another class that I taught. You know, it's having the multi-stream income and being in front of the right people. Online, like I said, is wonderful, but how much of your business have you seen has been a waste because it is saturated, because the last year and a half we were told to stay in place, to be online. Everybody is ready to be at that face-to-face. And if you know your business needs that face-to-face interaction with real-time customers, why would you continue to do the same thing that has not worked before? Now, I have followed some really, really interesting people over the last 3, 4, 5 years, maybe. You know, and that's probably a lot of where I've gotten my inspiration, but because of who I am, and I always think outside the box, and I don't like to conform to rules. I don't follow crowds. I have been told repeatedly, why can't you be like everyone else? And my answer always is, why do you have to be like everybody else? You know, the way that we're conditioned in our life. You know, when did society say you're supposed to stay stuck, although you're being abused? Why do you have to stay stuck knowing your paycheck is only going to be at this point? Why would you stay in an environment where there is no growth and you are not taking the benefit of who you are and your gifts and your talents, and you are striving to go forward? When do you take action to say, I'm not happy continuing to live life like this? I'm willing to do this, but what are you willing to do? Where do you meet in the middle? Because you can't have one person who wants to stay stagnant and you have the other person who's like, let's go, let's move. And I know I am not the only one in that situation. I'm not a couch potato. I'm not one of those that I lay around and I do nothing. As you can see in my working studio, I've got all kinds of things that are going on. I have products that I promote. In fact, I have new coffee that just came in that I had just ordered. All kinds of wonderful things from the gourmet cupboard. A variety of different, I'm just going to read them off instead of kind of like showing you because it's just coffee. But it's really good. And I really enjoy promoting different products. I had said in my last video too, there's a gal over on Instagram that I follow. Her name is Kelly Pollitt. And I mispronounced her last name the last time, and I'm really sorry. She is the coolest chick I've ever seen. And she's on Instagram and she sells Saint Cosmetics, which I'm thinking about jumping on board with Saint. As a longtime Avon representative, I'm not making the money like I want to. And it's okay to change products. If you're not happy with it, it's not benefiting you, find the product that you like, that that you can get behind and you can talk about. And for God's sake, make some money at. I always say, really, it isn't about the money, but it's about the opportunity. And with opportunity comes change, because you meet different people in so many different stances and lots in life and variety. So, find the product that you like. Now with the gourmet cupboard, because I do like to do my cooking videos, which I haven't done in a long time. It's hot. No one wants to turn the stove or the oven on. Been trying to get myself back into my svelte kind of shape. Like I said, tomorrow's my birthday. I'll be 60. It's important to maintain health, body image, just so you can feel good about yourself. It's just a number. It's just an age. It's about what's in here, and how you can continue to move and go and be the best that you can be. So get back to my coffee with the gourmet cupboard. So I had ordered the package for the year. It's like a seasonal, once a month kind of program. But s'mores, cinnamon bun, salted caramel, which is my favorite, caramel cream, which comes second, hot fudge brownie coffee. It's just fabulous. We've got cappuccino cream. And these will be things that I will have when I do my next vendor event to go along with my line of coffee mugs that I produce. But, there's Southern Pecan, there's Snickerdoodle, there's toasted coconut macadamia, there's tiramisu, there's creme brulee, and there's coconut cream. There's a variety of different coffees that I love promoting. They all taste fabulous. They're low in calorie unless you're adding a bunch of sugar and cream to it. It's important to have the product that you can stand behind, the product that you believe in, that's going to help catapult you not only to that next step, but maybe 3 steps up to get you a little closer from A to your Z. But if anybody is in the St. Louis, Missouri area and you would like to have a catalog, just send me a message, leave me a comment. You can always email at kitrenmarie@gmail.com and I can get a catalog to you. If you want to know where I will be and what I am up to, you can always go over to my kitren-marie.weebly.com, which I'm about ready to change that website completely up. I have been toyed with in social media. Somebody had hacked into a couple of my accounts and I am locked out of Facebook Marketplace. My Pinterest was hacked, and Pinterest had shut down my page, and I was just like heartbroken. You know, I was at 15,000 views a month, at 100 and, oh, I don't know, 1,771 followers. I don't know. And I check it like every couple of days because I try not too much to pay attention to the algorithms, because it can kind of get caught up in your mind and you're like, what do I need to do to get these numbers up? And it's not necessarily the amount of views as it is the people who are following you who want to buy from you. So as I was locked out of these two accounts, and I'm still locked out of Facebook Marketplace, you know, it's important to have your own web page. It's important to have control over all the things that you do. So when you're ready to take full action into that next step, you have control and the capability of making the call of what is going to work for your business. I've had 2 of my vendor shows canceled. So, you know, I'm sitting on all this stock. You know, I was thinking, well, maybe I'll do private trunk shows. I want to have a she shed in my backyard because it's where I teach a lot of my classes. My yard is set up like an oasis. So why would I not want my own shop right there on my property? Now, if you pay attention to all the people that you follow, knowing how they started, it all started with an idea that they had from their home. You know, I often think about Joanna Gaines. We all know Joe and Chip. She would have 2 major yard sales a year. And she would create these things. She would promote it. She would put up flyers. She would let word of mouth. And those 2 yard sales that she had yearly, it banked her. You know, when people started paying attention to her talents, her creations. And I always think if things like that can happen to her, things like that can happen to you and me. It all starts with being able to put yourself out there, taking that uncalculated risk, doing what you know how to do in order to make money, in order to get your name out there, in order to get you from point A to point B to point C, to get you all the way to where you want to see yourself end up. You can't wait for somebody else's timeline. You have to do what you need to do, what you know how to do, because it's how you know how to do it. You can't veer according to somebody else's calculations of how they feel they need to live their life. You know, I'm in my studio, like I said here, and it's dubbed as my makeup mirror and what's in front of me, which you can't see. I'm going to show you a few things, though. I've got one of my t-shirts on from my line. I've been working on some of my dish towels, you know, because I have a whole line of kitchen merchandise. Where's my other ones? I'm in the process of adding some more totes. You just hang them. Aren't they cute? And then I've got the cherry one. You know, it's what you know how to do. It's what you're good at that you can sell, that you can promote. You know, I promote my painting classes. I'm in the process of making some more totes. Going to do some Western boho with some beads. I have another boho print that I'm going to be working on. You know, you expand on what you know how to do. You expand on your gifts, your talents, your products. You promote the things that you love. I'm still digging on this Avon Glow, you know, or the magic sticks. It's good for your complexion. It lasts all day long. The other thing too is, have you gotten on board with the linked tree, where you can list all of the things that you do, and instead of like sending people directly to each site, if you go to Linktree/Kitron Marie, you can see all of the things that I do. I have my website listed there. I have all of my merchandise that's listed there through my Facebook page, Cam Designs, The Writer's Mind. I have the gourmet cupboard. I have my Avon link there until I'm ready to switch over to the other cosmetic line. But it's important to drive the people to the site so they can then go to see what else you are doing in your world, in your life, that you can make some money, so you can take the action that you need to do so to better your life, you know, for your family, for your significant other, to get you to that end result, because you've taken action, you've acted upon your words, and you haven't just sat back and twiddled your thumbs and pretended like you wanted a life that you've been talking about. So again, for those who don't know who I am, I'm Kitron Marie. I'm an artist, a writer, a speaker, a life and a business coach. I do a variety of different things. I have products that I promote. I'm always looking to meet people in person. It's a very full, blessed life. I would love to hear from you. If you were in the St. Louis, Missouri area and you would like to book a painting class, have 7 paying guests at $45 each, and you being the 8th person, yours is free. You get to pick your theme. I bring all the supplies. If you were interested in having a private trunk show and you're in the St. Louis, Missouri and surrounding areas, it's where I bring all my merchandise to you. You invite your friends, a great girls' night out, some fun products. It always changes, and my line is growing and growing and growing. I have a line of kimonos now that match with my graphic tees. I have my totes. I have my jewelry, I have my line of apron and my other kitchen wares, plus the wonderful products that I promote. So for today, for tomorrow, be happy, be blessed, be thankful for all the wonderful things that do come into your life. Remember, fate does turn on a dime, and only you get to decide what side of that coin you want to be on. You got to move forward. You have to act upon your words. If you're saying you want to do something, then in order to do those things, you have to have effort to change your everyday routine in order to find a different result when you get to the end of where you want to be. All your successes come from plans that have been implemented with actions. So y'all take care. Sorry for the glare. Sorry for the mess. If you would like to hear more from my channel, you know, leave me a comment, share. You know, what do you want to hear from me? What do you want me to talk about? You know, I'm an open book. You can ask me any kind of questions. If you want to see my line grow, if you want to see my channel grow, you know, by all means, you can donate at paypal.me/Kitron Marie. Any little donation always helps. I'm still in the process of rescuing my horses in order to get to that very end result. So, like I said, y'all take care, and I will see you real soon. Okay? Thanks. Bye.